A wintry night in London, the Strand specifically, just 2 doors down from the Savoy. The Privy Seal and Secretary of State Sir Robert Cecil is throwing a housewarming party at his new mansion, Salisbury House. The most esteemed figures in all of England and beyond are present. Entertainment is being performed, both on and off stage. Cecil's guests mingle, but none compare to the guest of honour. After all, the party was postponed 3 times just so she could fit it in her busy schedule. Spotted, the Virgin Queen herself in attendance. And she is at the very height of her fame. Now in her 44th year as Queen, no one can deny the empire she's created.
It's only fitting she should have a picture to commemorate all this.
It's believed the rainbow portrait was commissioned by Cecil and first presented at his housewarming party. It flatters Liz and highlights all she accomplished during her reign in a totally new and dynamic manner. But we've seen this face before.
Elizabeth doesn't have much taste in paintings, but she loves pictures of herself.
In true it girl fashion, she's found her look and stuck with it. The powdered white face, the red curly hair, the small red lips, and a trendsetter she is.
Elizabeth bleached her face white, so I bleached my face white.
Elizabeth's teeth are black, so I made mine black too.
Anyway, portraits are more for the purpose of historical records, rather than capturing a true likeness. You never guess you're looking at a 68-year-old woman here. Her mask of youth is one of the only elements of the painting we can fully understand. The meanings behind the other elements can be hypothesized, but there is no concrete evidence to them, although its ambiguous nature becomes understandable when one starts to analyse it further. Our Queen had a prolific spy network, and at the time, Sir Robert Cecil was her chief spy master. Plots against the throne were efficiently uncovered, one of which ultimately led to the execution of Mary, Queen of Scots.
The network included double agents here in England and abroad at the highest levels of government in France and Spain. To put it simply, she was always in the know.
Liz's favourite colours to wear were black and white, yet here her mantle is a brilliant orange, and it is lavishly decorated with eyes and ears. Elizabeth was engaged in every affair.
She is not just a queen, she has a divine spirit. She is present everywhere and anywhere. Her motto, Video Takeo, I see and keep quiet, is perfectly illustrated here.
She sees and hears many things through her people, but her judgment and election are her own.
The portrait is not just a representation of Elizabeth, but of all those that play part in her political nation. One looks upon the portrait and is not just greeted by the eyes of Her Majesty, but of all those who conduct espionage for Queen and country. You are not just the observer of the portrait, you too are being observed.
But of course, this is not the only meaning behind these peculiar symbols.
In the 15th and 16th centuries, human figures with attributes were often used to embody abstract ideas and feelings. Iconographer Cesare Ripa compiled many of these in his book, Iconologia. Perhaps the serpent on her sleeve makes her intelligence, a spirit of wisdom. Perhaps the ears on her mantle make her reason of state, suggesting her political decisions are always in the country's best interests. We can also look to the spy, whose mantle is similarly embellished with eyes and ears. And this motif is reiterated in Curiosity. Yet strangely, Liz bears no visual similarities to Virginity.
Is the portrait using just one of these allegorical symbols, or a combination of them all? We can't even decide if there are any eyes and ears on the mantle. The distinct folds are not entirely fluent with the rest of the material and seem deliberately placed. Could they be perceived as mouths? We are still yet to focus on the titular aspect of the painting, the rainbow. It is primarily understood to be a symbol of peace. Elizabeth is the peacekeeper. The inscription Non sine sole iris means no rainbow without the sun. Therefore, Elizabeth is the sun, and she brings divine light and hope to her land. No wonder her face is as white as the sun. And this isn't the only celestial body she's being compared to, as Walter Raleigh compared her to the goddess Diana, who, as the moon, controls the tide. This is depicted by the crescent moon on her headdress. Just as Diana grasps her lethal bow, Liz grasps her rainbow. Its colours have faded over time, and only a tinge of green still remains.
The rainbow points directly to her genital area, which is embellished with a looped string of pearls. The index finger of her left hand suggestively plays with a fold in her mantle, alluding to her sexual autonomy.
The angles of her mantle conveniently line up to form a triangular shape. This shocking masturbatory gesture perhaps is a testament to her masculinity. She did proclaim to her troops at Tilby she has the heart and stomach of a king. But Liz is the Virgin Queen, right? You wouldn't be wrong if you inferred this picture to be a chaste depiction. When our beloved Elizabeth took the throne in 1559, she declared to Parliament, "This queen will have lived and died a virgin." So, you couldn't help but wonder, why are there such sexual elements? Perhaps the eroticism highlights her power as a virgin even more.
When the virgin goddess of justice, innocence and purity, Astraea, cried, flowers sprouted from her tears. Liz's bodice is beautifully adorned with carnations, honeysuckles, wild pansies, cowslips, oak leaves, acorns, borage, lilies and daffodils. A rose also symbolises the Tudor household. These flowers can also be seen on the Bacton altar cloth, the only surviving dress of Queen Liz, which is highly similar to the garment she wears in the rainbow portrait.
Liz was compared to Astraea by Sir John Davies in his Ode to Spring. Edmund Spenser calls her the Fairy Queen, hence her fairy wings. Her headdress is that of a Greek bride, implying she's married to her country. A heart symbolises the love she has for her people. The painting was never viewed by many people, likely only those at the party. Its existence was only ever recorded in Cecil's inventories. We will never truly know what's going on behind those eyes. And those eyes too.
Liz was viewed as a biologically inferior monarch, and so she was forced to transcend her feeble sex. To present herself as a virgin showed her country that she was faithful to her people.
And as a woman, that is what she had to do.